Today I'm walking you through a full email marketing audit that we just did for a jewelry brand that's in the mid 5-figure a month range. They're called Diamond City Jewelers, and like most brands, they're doing decent numbers, but they're sitting on a gold mine without a system to unlock it. They're only making about 15 to 16% of their revenue from email, and after this audit, hopefully they'll be able to boost up beyond 20, 25, and 30% of email revenue. We mapped out a plan to double their email revenue and then some. So let's go ahead and break that down. So let's take a quick snapshot on where they're at. Right now, their current revenue is mid 5 figures. Their email revenue is 15 to 16%. They did have a peak last November that hit 25% in email revenue, but again, they haven't been able to hit that since, and November is usually a peak month to buy things because of Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and overall consumer sentiment. Open rates are inconsistent, anywhere between 10 to 20%, though we have seen a spike of 60% recently, and their click-through rate is sub 1%, which means barely anyone is clicking on their emails. Their total list size is anywhere between 30 to 35,000, but they only have 7,000 that are actively engaged. So let's break down on actually what's going on. First things first, we're looking at pop-ups. Now, pop-ups are the best source of subscribers and acquisition. Their current pop-up is doing 3.7, which according to Klaviyo is excellent. In my opinion, I think they could be doing significantly better. We could push this up to 68%. And if we were to look at the actual pop-up, we just have a pop-up that says take 10% off your first purchase, enter your email, the code. I would take it a little bit differently. I would go a little bit more upmarket on the pop-up of like Diamond City Jewelers Special, enter your email to find out what the offer is. But they did do a good thing, and they split up email and SMS into 2 different steps, and they confirmed the email for the 10% off in the inbox of the person. A lot of good bones, but a lot more work that needs to be done to at least get that revenue up, as well as get more people through the door on the email list side. Moving on to campaigns. The email design is a bit sloppy. They've got long emails that are above 100 kilobytes that typically Gmail literally cuts off. The designs are inconsistent, the menus and the header waste space, the call to actions are buried, and you can even see for yourself in some of these recent examples. Like, look at this. This is the first thing a person sees. Like, they see a big logo, some space, and then all the way at the bottom, you have the call to action. There's not much value building done throughout the emails themselves either. They just talk about, how cheap you can get, how easily you can get into the jewelry that they're offering and how low of a price. And these emails are super long with the same call to actions overall. So yeah, here's a few more. Like, they have one that says like final day, freedom to save, which is fantastic. Like, you want to have those offers, but when you look at the actual email design, it's a little bit all over the place, where you have different color blues, reds, different fonts all over the place, different styles on the jewelry itself. The actual categories are all over the place, and then you have this dude, Riley. I mean, I'm sure Riley's a fantastic guy, but he's in every single email, and it almost looks repetitive. Basically comes down to, look, we used Canva to create this, let's call it a day. The worst thing I noticed, especially in some of these upmarket niches, is they reveal the price off the bat. So you're decreasing the amount of people that are going to actually click to look at the price on the website, which is what should be selling them on buying. The email is just a conduit for people to look at the offer, take advantage of the offer, and convert on the website. So we can pre-convert them, but offering prices off of the actual emails themselves and talking about dollar amounts is a lot to go off of. So even if it's like a $500 ring or a $300 pendant or a necklace, people may shy away from that and are less likely to convert. We want to have micro commitments throughout the journey, and having them click on the email is just one of those micro commitments. Now let's go under the hood for the flows. And they've got a few basics like abandoned checkout, abandoned browse, site abandonment, and a weak welcome flow, as well as an upsell flow, but they're missing critical steps or completely misusing them. So for example, here we have abandoned checkout. The trigger wait time is 4 hours. You need to hit them at least within the first hour when the intent is high, especially for a purchase like this. Jewelry is usually a very impulsive purchase, so you want to get them while their emotions are hot. So waiting 4 hours to send out the first abandonment checkout email is a little bit too long. And even then, the style of the emails themselves is completely different than what else they've been sending out on the campaign side. So you can see here, free shipping for all orders, so thinking it over, and then at the bottom they have their abandoned checkout information. There's a lot to be desired. on this email because, again, it's just taking up a lot of real estate at the top. You don't see the product until you're all the way at the bottom, and you don't return to your cart until you have to scroll through. So there's another reason why their click-through rates are super low. The welcome flow has poor subject lines, inconsistent design, and no embedded discounts. You're giving 10% off but forcing people to jump through hoops to use it. So for example, when you click on the 10% off email, the subject line is simply like, hey, thanks for subscribing, and then the preview line says the 10% off coupon code. We see higher open rates and higher conversion rates when we mention the discount within the subject line itself. So that is what I'd recommend switching up. When it comes to the design, very simple, again, doesn't match the branding for the rest of the website and the rest of the emails that are here. So it's like, hey, here's your discount, take 10 DCG. And then when you click on shop now, that doesn't transfer the coupon code onto their website. A lot to be desired again on the welcome flow. We're not introducing the brand, we're not building value. And when you go through the rest of the welcome flow, it just talks about welcome to the family, stay in the loop. Here's our testimonials. It just looks all over the place. You're not building value. And that's the one thing that I noticed consistently within this whole entire flow and campaign structure. Showing discounts, but you're not showing the value behind the brand, the history of the brand, who the jewelers are, the materials that you guys source, the longevity of the product. Jewelry is hard to find, especially trusted jewelers. So you want to build that trust off the bat to generate the most amount of revenue for the business. Like the testimonials are even inconsistent here. You have different style of testimonials here, and then different style of testimonials here, and then just a text block at the bottom. It doesn't congruently fit within everything else that is being sent out. We do have a browse abandonment, which is SMS only, which is fine. Browse abandonment via email looks okay. Need a little bit more help deciding. We're here for you. Honestly, I would just simplify this to like, hey, we caught you looking. Just keep the subject line simple overall. And again, everything is just inconsistent with everything else. This big image is just taking up a lot of space on the above the fold section, whereas you can have the product and everything that is, I'm assuming this Klaviyo block here, could be up there, again, leading to higher click-through rates. I feel like I'm repeating myself and beating a dead horse, but simply put, there's just so much inconsistency within this account that it needs to be done correctly and completely fixed from scratch. When we're talking about the branding and the design language of the emails, the branding is all over the place. The email is blue, white, what's next? Orange and yellow, which you can see in some of the emails. This doesn't say luxury jewelry brand. It says we've slapped this together in Canva and hope for the best. If your emails are looking cheap, then guess what people are thinking about the jewelry itself? The trust is low. So we want to increase the luxury aspect of it. So here's how we're going to clean this up. Number one, we need to rebuild the pop-up, clearer messaging, a better hook, and more SMS opt-ins. Number two, redesigning all of the email templates to make them on brand, consistent, clean, and ready for high conversion. We then want to restructure all the flows with better timing, better triggers, and better segmentation so we're sending the right message to the right people. We also want to stop over discounting. Adding value first is what's going to build up the revenue for this business. We want to build trust before we cut prices. And then we want to reposition the brand from cheap jewelry you can finance to elevated pieces with purpose. And that's how you build a list that converts month after month, not just on Black Friday. So if you're running a brand doing 5, 6, or 7 figures a month and your emails are stuck in the past, no structure, no consistency, or clear voice, then you're burning money every single day and every single week. Diamond City Jewelers is hopefully on the right path to getting this fixed. And if you want us to do the same for your brand, click below and request an audit. I'll do it personally for free, and I'll show you exactly the opportunities that are being left on the table. That being said, if you liked the video, hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, hit subscribe. And I just put out a video recently, and I think you're gonna love it. It's right there, so go ahead and click on that, and I'll see you in the next one.